Hey guys, this is Eve with Scrapbooking with Me, and we're going to make a little cute open front card. It's for a Christmas card. So I'm just slowly getting my Christmas cards made. I don't make the same Christmas card for everybody. I make a variety of cards and send them out that way. So this is just another variety. This piece of cardstock is cut at 8.5 by 5.5. We're going to have a top fold card. We're going to score it at 4 1/4, and I'm going to score on both sides of my paper. This cardstock is a little different than some of the cardstock that I have received before, so just to try to keep the cracking down, I just score on both sides and then I fold gently. A lot of times that will help to keep it from cracking. There we go. And then I don't run the bone folder over it or anything. I just leave it like that. But we're just going to open it up to do the decorating on it. The first thing that we're going to do is we're going to cut out the front. So I'm going to take my ruler. Now I'm going to put the end of it at that score line right there. And from the top, I'm going to come down 1 1/4. And then from the bottom, I'm going to come up 1 inch. I'm going to do the same thing over here so that I can try to get my line straight. 1 and then right there, I think. So let's see if that's right. And I can always put my ruler on a line, on the end, on a line, just to make sure that I've got everything lined up correctly. That looks good. We're just going to lightly draw across there, and then we're going to do the same thing down here. And then I'm just going to make sure that I've got 1 1/4, 1 1/4, 1 and 1. Okay, so we're going to cut this part right here out. I'm just going to use my trimmer. Now save this piece, because this piece you're going to use. This piece you're not going to use, but you can use it for something else, so put it over there. Now what we have is these two pieces just like this, and I'm going to flip this one over just so that my pencil line won't show. And I have a piece of acetate. Now this is scrap that I had, but it's almost the size that I need, so I'm going to use it. I cut it down to 5.5, and it is 4 inches tall. So it's almost as large as I need it. It's as wide as I need it, and it's almost as tall as I need it. So we're going to use that to go behind here. Now you don't have to put anything behind here. You can just leave it just like it is if you want to. That doesn't matter. You can leave it open. I'm just going to put this behind it to make it a little bit sturdier. You can use your packaging that you get your product and things in. Just save your packaging. Use that. This is the acetate that we sell in the shop. It's pretty thick, but it works well, so I'm still going to use it. Now I'm going to put this down with some score tape, just because score tape seems to hold on acetate a little bit better than art glitter glue. Art glitter glue will hold, but it takes it a little bit longer to grip. So I'm going to put some score tape down. And then I'll peel the backing off of that. Now I'm not going to worry if it doesn't go all the way to the top or all the way to the bottom. What I'm going to do is I'm going to make sure that it sits right there in that score line that I made, and that way I'll know that it is flush at the top and it looks like I may have to trim it off. I thought I had it the right width, but it looks like it's a little bit wider than the 5.5 inches. If it is, just trim it off. It's not a big deal. I could do this with my trimmer, but keep from having to get that out, I'm just going to do it with this. And you can lay it down on your card base and you can see if it's a little bit wider. It's still a little wider right there, so I'm going to trim that. There we go. I think that's right. Okay. Now this piece is going to go right down here to the bottom, and if you close it up before you put this piece down, then you'll be able to get it straight and even with the back side. So we're going to put some score tape on this and put this one down as well. Now just line it up with the bottom and place that on there. And there is your window card right there. Now I have this piece of white, and this is cut at 1 inch by 5 1/4. So I'm going to put that right there at the top. I'm just going to use some art glitter glue on that. And you could stamp on this one if you want to. I don't know if I'm going to stamp on it yet. I really don't know what I want to put on here, so I may just leave it for a while and then stamp on it later. This will give you the gist of how to make the card anyway. And then I have this piece that I'm going to put down here at the bottom, and this is cut at 3/4 by 5 1/2, or 5 1/4. 3/4 by 5 1/4. All of these measurements will be on my blog as usual. That one right down there. Now I have just cut out some Christmas trees. These I just cut in a triangle. No, I did this freehand, no pattern, anything like that. The bottom part is cut at 1 1/2, and then I just measured up as tall as I wanted it and then just joined, cut it out. Then I cut the back part, I laid it down on a white piece of paper and cut that back just a little bit wider than the front. So we're going to put these together. And I just used an old scrap piece of paper that I had. Not anything fancy. You do not have to have die cutting machines and particular things to make beautiful cards. You can do it just, and if you don't think that you can do freehand cutting, just find you a pattern online, print it out, and cut it that way. You'd be surprised though how easy you can do your freehand cutting. If you just start and draw something out like you want and then just cut. It doesn't have to be perfect. Keep that in mind. Nothing about crafting is perfect. There's that one. I think I've got room for one more. I hope I do. I cut 3. There's that one. I like just that little bit of white behind them. Then I punched out some little red, it's out of a silvery glossy paper that I'm going to put right there on the top. And then I just cut, again, just free-handed some little, I cut a square and then I just angled it off a little bit to make this my pots. And these are probably going to be a little bit big. I'm probably going to have to trim them off a little bit. Yes, let's trim these off just a little. So I'm just going to put all of them together. And I'm just going to go straight across, as straight as I can. And trim those. And then those are going to sit down there. And then I have the little stem that goes on the trees, the little trunk, like that. So we're gonna put I'm probably gonna put my trees together and then put them down. I'm not sure. Let's see. I think I will put my little bottom part, the little containers on first, and then set my trees in there. That's gonna help me know where to place them, I think. So we're gonna put one down there, one down there. Just try to get them as approximate as you can. I'm not gonna worry if they're not exact. And I'm gonna pop those up on a little pop dot. Just gives them a little bit of dimension on the front there. I'm gonna lay that one real easy right now. I'm not gonna press it down because I wanna put this one down first and then just kind of center that one up. Okay, that's about right there. And then we will just put this one a little bit more this way, about right there. That looks good. And then we'll go ahead and glue our stem on the back of our tree. And I'm just gonna leave a little portion sticking down. Okay, and then that's going to sit right in there. Just like that. I'm going to trim this one off just a tiny bit because I didn't glue it down as far as I did the others. Okay, and then all you're going to do is glue the tip down here and the top up there. So I'm just going to put a little glue right there, and then I'm going to put a little glue up there at the top. Don't glue it to your acetate. Just glue it to the bottom and the top. Just like that. And then put your little star up there. And again, I'm going to put my star on a pop dot. I'm just going to cut these in half. This is some, and I know it's shining so bright, this is some silvery paper that I got from Cricut, and I will link that below. I'm not sure if they still have the sale on that or not, but it is fantastic. I love it. Go ahead and put this one down. Okay, now I want these to stand out a little bit better. So what we're going to do, I'm going to try this and see if it works. I'm going to use my Posca pens, and I will put a link to these below. Make sure that you shake them up before you start using them. And I'm just going to doodle it over there. No, that color I don't like. So we're probably just going to use the white. I'm going to use the white Posca pen, and all I'm going to do is just kind of draw a little bit. See what it looks like when you don't shake it up? It looks real milky. It doesn't look white like it's supposed to. Now look, the difference. So always shake them up right before you use them. So we're just going to draw around those a little bit and then put some little curly cues across there. It's our little flower pot. You could always use a decorative paper on this. You wouldn't have to use a solid. See, that made a little bit of difference. And then what we're going to do up here is I'm going to go across this with some white. Just some little white swirls. Just like that. Isn't that cute? See, that makes a world of difference when you just put a little bit of effort into it and put a little bit of design on there. And then we're going to take just some little tiny pearls and we're going to put these around on it for a little decoration. And these little red pearls, well, really they're probably rhinestones. These little red rhinestones I got from Maymay. I didn't have any red like this particular, this small. So I got these from Maymay while we were up in Pigeon Forge at our classes. So I will link these below. So you can go over and pick some up if you want to. I think she has more. It comes in a huge sheet. So it's a ton of little bling. Well, for some reason, there we go. Come here, you little booger. There we go. So there we go. There is the card. Now, like I said, you could stamp something on here, or you could stamp something on the inside. Since you can see that inside, that would be pretty too. But that is a card, quick and easy and very, very simple, using minimal supplies and things that you've got around home. Just some scraps of paper, put it together, and I think it turns out really cute. Okay guys, that is it for today. I hope you enjoyed this tutorial. If you did, please give us a thumbs up and hit that subscribe button, and don't forget to click on that little bell so that you'll be notified each time that we put up a new video. We'll talk to you guys later. Bye-bye.